I've gone through a massive journey trying to make new friends, and these are three of the biggest lessons that I think will genuinely, significantly help you. You might be wondering who the fuck am I, right? Yeah, yeah. Well, I've spent like 4 years now trying to become as social as possible. Maybe 2 years specifically because I started my channel about that time, 2 years ago. But the 2 years before that, I was also trying to make new friends, and I ended up having this crazy like social experience going to a boarding school. And I'm really passionate about this, and I've improved my own life. Like I've made my dream friend group. I've met like girls through that. Like everything that a young guy wants, like I've managed to do that socially. And I want to share with you how you can do the same, bro. You're probably wondering, like, you don't really know how to make friends. And I'm going to share with you this really important story arc of mine when I learned a big thing that you need to know. So, when I was 14 years old, this guy joined our friend group. This friend group I'd been in for 5 years, right? They took the piss out of me a bit, but like, I was one of the boys, I was one of their friends. And then all of a sudden, there was this new guy, and he just started taking the piss out of me in the chat all the time, like and really horribly, like saying, no one likes me, like some fucking like nasty shit to hear from your own friends every single day on the school bus home. And one day they were talking about voting me out of the friend group. I was like, the fuck? These are my boys. And when they did that, I was like, nah, I'm not fucking staying. I left the friend group. I technically won the vote, but the point, like the idea was there. I'm not going to be in a friend group who doesn't even want me there, right? So after that, I ended up starting to hang out with this guy who I'd known since I was young, and we would hang out. We kind of just fuck around all day. I remember the first time we hung out, we went to this pool, like of some like place that our parents, like there was a pool that we could go to basically, and we went there. We were hanging out there, and then eventually, over the next few months, we were bored as shit because summer holidays rolled around. And at this point, I had no friends and I wanted to meet new people. So I was talking to him, I was saying, like, yeah, we should, surely we meet some new boys. He slowly started introducing me to his friends, his guy friends at first. We went to Ocean Park and I started to have like a good time. It was some new boys. This guy was like a good mate of mine. I was like losing some weight on the side as well as like being more social at this point. And I was developing a bit. And I just turned 14. And then this guy, I remember we were in the city one day and there were these two girls. It's actually really funny because I was talking about these two girls yesterday with my friend who I bumped into after a few years. But my friend and I, when we were like really awkward, we were in the city and there was these two girls and we invited them. Oh, do you want to come hang out with us? We ended up hanging out with them, and obviously, not obviously, like we were really antisocial. We didn't know how to speak to them. We didn't really know what we were doing, right? I guess it was a very platonic hangout, even though one of the guys had a massive crush on one of the girls. And so we walked down the stairs. We said bye to them, and over the next few weeks, some like similar shit like that happened. I remember I went to play basketball with my friend from the original friend group who was like loyal to me the whole time. He introduced me to this guy, and then this guy introduced me to this new guy. We went to watch a movie. And then this new guy, one day I was chilling on the beanbag, still really bored, still not having many friends to hang out with. And this girl puts on her story like, oh, massive beach party, like anyone can pull up or like people pull up. And I knew that this guy knew her, and I was like, oh, we should go together, like you know them, right? And so we pulled up. Actually, no, we didn't pull up together. A week before the party, he couldn't make it anymore. I was like, fuck, because I'm not trying to go by myself, right? But then I decided, like, this is my lucky day. I ended up still going to this party because I was so bored, anyways. I had nothing to do. I thought, oh, I might as well pop down. And at this point, like, I wasn't too worried about, like, people being real mean to me at the time. Because, like, at school, people, like, my school was very soft, so people weren't necessarily, like, bullying me. Like, they were kind of just taking the piss out of me, but I was kind of, like, asking for it. And I ended up actually meeting a shit ton of people who I was hanging out with for the next few months. I made some good mates, and like I'm in touch with. I hung out with one of the guys from the old friend group yesterday, and then this other guy I'm planning to hang out with him soon. And I really respect both of them. But the funniest thing is, over this time, I started to change so much as a person. I used to be that guy who was always bored, never had any friends to hang out with, and then all of a sudden there was like this massive 100 person like meet up every fucking Saturday, and there's a bunch of girls, and I was even speaking to girls, which was hard at the time. It was fucking nuts, bro. And the way that I did this, you might be thinking, oh, it's that girl's party. No, it's not that girl's party that made me more social. It's that many times before that, when I was being really social, when I invited that friend to go to the pool, when he introduced me to a few of these girls, and then by the time I got to the party, I ended up like coincidentally knowing one of the girls who was there, and then like I had met a few people. I remember like the mutual friends had allowed me to get like a connection, so I had the confidence to go because I my friend said, no, it's fine, you can pull up by yourself. I really became a lot more confident over time just by planning as many things as possible. Because what would you say to the guy who's trying to break a stone and he's pickaxing it every single day for 100 days and the rock hasn't budged a single bit? But the 101st day, he goes and hits a massive swing on the rock and it splits clean in half. Was that the 101st day he just hit the rock really hard and it split? Fuck no. It was 100 days before that that split the rock. And that's something you should also keep in mind for like, trying to grow a YouTube channel or just like gym or life, bro. That's low-key some really fucking tough advice that my friend gave me recently that really motivated me to keep going with my channel. And the last thing, oh yeah, the main summary of this is you kind of need to leave a friend group and become a little bit unsatisfied before you actually like before you actually start to want a new friend group badly enough. You need to go through a bit of pain to want to like solve the problem. Otherwise, you just be demotivated and you probably won't be very social. I mean, obviously, I already have friends here, and you could like technically stay in your friend group and make new friends. But I'm saying like if you have like a friend group who you don't really value or kind of shitty, and they're like pulling you down, then don't hang. Maybe you don't even want to like leave the friend group entirely. Maybe you just like slowly start hanging out with them a bit less. Last thing of this slide, I'm moving on to the next slide, which is some new value, bro. But just subscribe if you like this kind of content, because I've got a lot of really helpful advice, and I know it's hard to make good friends nowadays. It seems so complicated, but I promise you there's a method to the madness, and I'm going to explain that more throughout. If the more of my content you watch, the more you will understand it. I guarantee you, within a few months, even if you don't really do shit and you just slowly hear this advice, your own social life will get a lot better anyways. The easiest okay, I was talking to this guy, and yesterday I was hanging out with him, and I really respect this guy because I was speaking to him and he was saying like, yeah, I finished school and I wanted to take a gap year because, I've got in Hong Kong rugby. I've got a bunch of good mates, and he was speaking to me. He's saying like it's such a good community. It's so easy to meet people. There's some good lads. I meet like some older boys who like shout me some free beers. I go out and it's great to like meet a lot of new people. And he was telling me this, and I was like, fuck, I should join rugby. Now I promise you from the bottom of my heart, I'm actually the worst fucking. I have like zero potential for rugby because my ankles. I basically have like a really fucked knee over toe, which is like really bad flexibility, basically like horrible, like genuinely bottom 1% flexibility. And those kinds of sports where you have to get really low and tackle are really fucking bad. And I tried playing rugby and I got fucking mollied when I was younger. So genuinely, rugby is not my thing. But I'm all now that he's like hyped it up to me like that. Yeah, it's like the best place to go to meet new people. You're gonna meet girls as well, and like this is true because at the New Year's game, when all the guys and the girls finished their rugby games, they all went out to this bar afterwards and they're all talking to each other. And it's genuinely like a good social life, and it's good for Hong Kong because it's also like quite hard to find like the expats. Usually expats get along with expats quite well. It's like quite hard to meet new people. So instead of doing that and going to rugby gym, rugby team, which I would absolutely love to, I'm just gonna go join my boxing gym because the thing is, I genuinely have a huge disadvantage in rugby. Like I'm really fucking bad for it. I promise you, it's not an excuse, and I wish that I didn't have this excuse because it would be more inspirational to you. But the thing is, I'm finding the sport that I like to do where I'm gonna get like somewhat of a similar like social experience because the boxers in Hong Kong are also really well connected. Like when you do boxing and you meet someone else who does boxing, you can like go spar. That's like also a really good angle. And obviously, I'm getting like athleticism is something that I'm working on at the moment because I've gotten like a decent bit bigger, like, put on like a bit of muscle, but I still haven't really become athletic, and so that's kind of like one of my next goals is getting lean. Anyways, I don't want to ramble too much, but I don't think gym is great. Like, I've used gym, but the reason that that worked is because I was already like being social in other places. Like, I was going to like nights out and parties. And then when I was in the gym the next few days and I'd just been basically talking to like 20 new people the other night, when I met somebody in the gym, it wasn't too hard for me to go say, "Hey, how you going, mate?" Like, it obviously it's never going to be easy, but it was a lot easier than if I was like starting out completely antisocial when I used to go to the gym. I wouldn't say hi to anybody. But yeah. Like, once you're in the gym and you're like, you can go out, have a chat, or you go to a gym and there's someone who keeps going, or you have a friend that from school that you can invite and you say, yeah, let's go to the gym. I think that's still like a great way to meet boys. The way that I did it, I remember here, this is a really important story for when this is when I wasn't in a boxing gym and I still managed to like make some new mates. I remember this one day I reached out to my friend who I hadn't seen in a year. And, we weren't best mates or anything. We were in the same boarding school and we didn't really hang out much. But we played tennis here and there in the tennis court at our school here, like every now and then. We were in the same tennis team for a little bit. And so a year later, no contact at all, I said, yeah, let's play tennis. He came and met up with me. I really enjoyed chatting to him. It was really refreshing. Like, you don't understand how much it changes your life when you're going through your life, you're doing your actions, and then you speak to somebody who you respect like quite a bit, or they're a guy, even if they just have one little thing that you want. Like the guy that I met up yesterday, I respected how he's like being so social on a gap year and like being quite locked in. And I was, I mean, obviously I know like how to balance it decently well, but learning more information, like, even if they don't know shit, even if they don't know more than you, still talking to them about what they know is like amazing reminder. I knew all this advice in the videos that I've given you, but speaking to this guy yesterday, I thought he was really smart and he knew these things, these lessons that I had also learned, and it was a massive reminder, like, oh yeah, this is great advice. I'm gonna tell you boys this now that I remember it. So I'm telling you, bro, hit up people. Just be open to like messaging people. Don't be upset if like you message someone, say like, yo, like, obviously the way that I'm meeting people, it's not in a weird way where like I just fucking saw some random dude's Insta like, yo, I respect you, I want to meet up. Although I guess technically you could do that. Like, if if you're like a YouTube guy, you see, that's the thing, bro. If you do YouTube and someone else does YouTube and you genuinely really fuck with them, why not just respond to their story and say like, "Yo, I'm looking for like a guy to film like fucking vlogs with." Or if you're a boxer, you respond to like this guy in your city, he lives there, you have a couple mutual friends, you get your friend to introduce you. When you just ask these kinds of things, I'm telling you, so many opportunities come your way. I mean, once yeah, like, honestly, bro, if you're just a nice guy and you start getting your social skills up a little bit, so much comes your way. I promise you from the bottom of my heart. Also, if you like, you might be struggling with when you actually meet up with people, when you're actually like in person with people, and you want to like hang out with them. Well, I get it if it's still hard, and I actually just made a. By the time I release this video, the day before the video should be released, called "If You Struggle Talking to New People, Watch This Video," because that's like social skills advice, good conversation advice, like how to genuinely have a good time. And it's not the generic, oh, conversation starters. It's genuinely some amazing mindset shifts that I used when I was struggling so badly to have conversations with people, when I couldn't make good friends, when I didn't enjoy going out and meeting new people. The last thing I have to say is, bro, I've personally helped a lot of people become more social. I've I've been doing this YouTube thing for 2 years now, and I'm not gonna fucking give up. I'm really passionate about it, and I know that I'm really good at it because I've helped 5 people, like, personally coach them one on one, and their whole social life has changed. And I know that all the people who watch my videos think it's really good advice. Like, I know that I'm giving you some amazing value here, but I get that, I'm hard to believe. If you're not, like, if you want to be more social, you want to build your dream friend group and, meet that girl of your dreams. I mean, I can't promise you that you're going to meet the girl of your dreams immediately. But I mean, like, I've been getting close to meet, like, I met a girl who was like basically a girl of my dreams, and it just didn't work out. due to logistics or whatever. But like genuinely, it's everything that you want, like socially, is possible. Like that amazing girl, that those boys who have your back no matter what, or just to genuinely be like happier in life. You fucking, if you're depressed, I'm promising you, being more social, it may not like entirely solve the problem if you're a drug addict, right? But like it fucking helps massively. Being with good friends. In fact, I think it is like 99% of mental health, because then your boys are like come to the gym and you have a great life with them, and all of a sudden all of life's problems are gone. That is so special, bro. So if you're interested in my step-by-step guide on how to do that, and talking to me on a one-on-one call, click the link in the description. Subscribe for more free content, and have a great day, bro. Take care of yourself.